Today, we're diving into a really interesting way to think about building wealth. It's a model that basically sets itself up as a complete alternative to the public stock market. We're talking about a private, debt-free real estate partnership that's built for security and, well, for the long haul.
You know, it's a question you've probably asked yourself, right? Especially when the market gets a little shaky. When all your wealth is tied up in stocks, these abstract shares, how much control do you really have? I mean, how solid is that foundation when things get turbulent? And really, that's what this all boils down to. It's kind of like a tale of two different assets. On one hand, you've got public stocks. We all know them. They can be volatile, you have zero control, and you're always exposed to market risk. But on the other hand, you have this private partnership model, which is all about a tangible physical asset, giving you direct control and a whole different level of security. So to really get our heads around this, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll dig into the risks of what some people call paper wealth. Then, we'll see how real estate can be used as an anchor. After that, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of the debt-free blueprint, see how it's built to create a legacy, and then finally, we'll put stocks and bricks head-to-head for the final verdict. All right, first up, let's talk about the public markets. Now, don't get me wrong, they can be incredible for creating wealth, but there's a big catch, right? You're basically a passenger on a giant ship, and you are definitely not the one at the helm.
I mean, think about it. The value of your entire portfolio can get hammered or even totally wiped out by stuff that is completely 100% out of your control. We're talking about global events, a sudden shift in market mood, or even just one bad call by a CEO you've never met. That lack of control, that's the fundamental risk we're exploring here.
So, that brings us to the alternative being proposed. The whole idea is to take your capital out of those abstract paper assets and move it into something you can literally see and touch. A real property that your own family partnership controls directly.
Let's look at the specific example from the source material. It's a mini resort concept called Rocky Ledge Estates. The idea is pretty straightforward. 3 families come together and each puts in $5 million. And the goal here isn't a quick flip for a profit. It's about building a real, lasting asset for generations to come. And this quote from the source just nails the entire strategy. On a spreadsheet, your net worth looks exactly the same. It's still $5 million. But what you've done is trade an uncontrollable abstract asset for a tangible one that is now, and this is the key, firmly within your family's control.
So, how in the world does a partnership like this actually work? Let's peel back the layers and look at the blueprint to see how it's designed to maximize both security and, of course, tax efficiency. Okay, the absolute cornerstone of this model. The single most important piece is that it is 100% equity. 0% debt. All the money comes from the partner's cash. By doing this, you completely eliminate mortgage risk. No bank loans, no interest payments. It's like building a financial fortress.
Now, I know this diagram looks a little complicated, but stick with me because it really shows the genius of the structure. Let's break it down. Over on the left, you've got the individual family partners. See how their money flows into a central holding company? In this case, it's a Wyoming LLC, which is often used for asset protection. That main company then owns the California company that holds the actual real estate. It creates this legal shield, all while making sure that 100% of the control and ownership stays right there with the partners. It's a closed loop.
Now, one of the most powerful tools in this whole blueprint is a tax rule called bonus depreciation. So normally, if your business buys a huge asset, you have to write off the cost really slowly, over many, many years. Well, bonus depreciation is like a turbo boost from the IRS. It lets you deduct a massive chunk, sometimes all, of the cost in the very first year. So how much can you deduct in year 1? 100%. Yeah, you heard that right. The entire cost of building the property can potentially be written off immediately. And what that does is create a massive paper loss for tax purposes. So why is that huge write-off such a big deal? Well, for people who use certain kinds of retirement funds to invest in a business, there's this pesky tax called UBTI that can really eat into your gains. But by creating this huge paper loss with bonus depreciation, you can potentially offset all of your profits and basically wipe out that UBTI tax. It means all the returns can flow right back into your retirement account, totally tax-free.
But this isn't just about a clever tax move in year 1. No, this whole model is engineered for the long term, for benefits that stretch across generations. The entire strategy here is built on a very simple but really powerful idea: hold forever. See, step 1 is you never sell the property. By not selling, you dodge a ton of taxes, like capital gains. And then step 2 is this seamless transfer. The whole thing is structured so the asset can pass to the next generation without getting hit by massive estate taxes. This keeps the legacy going,
allowing new family members to just step right in and continue the cycle. And the benefits go way beyond just the numbers on a spreadsheet. By being their own builder, the partners can save about 30% on construction costs. Their ownership can also get them into a network of exclusive luxury vacation clubs around the world. It's about building a secure family asset that isn't just a number in a portfolio, but something that actually makes their lives better. So let's put it all together. When you actually place these two ways of investing side by side, the difference becomes incredibly clear.
I mean, just look at this comparison. With stocks, you've got abstract shares, high volatility, and absolutely no direct control. With this debt-free real estate model, you have a tangible property with incredibly low risk because there's no debt, huge tax advantages through depreciation, direct family control, and a structure literally built for a perpetual legacy. It's night and day.
And maybe the best way to wrap your head around this is this one final line. The whole point is to turn risky abstract stocks into a forever treasure chest, one that actually pays you, saves you a ton in taxes, and is designed so your kids can inherit it without a huge hassle.
And that really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. What is the true foundation of your family's wealth? Is it built on the shifting sands of the public market, or is it built on something you can actually call solid ground?